Hey, hello everyone. Welcome to this information talk. We are the Baptist University College of International Education, HKBU CIE. So if you have been following our talk series, you must have seen 5 other talks. And of course, as a last online series talk, we bring you the best from arts and languages. So my name is Dixon Zheng, the academic coordinator of cultural studies. And later today, where I'll be joined by Ms. Carol Chang, the academic coordinator of professional communication and English studies. Okay, so to begin today, I would like to say a few words about cultural studies first, 文化研究. Okay, so let's begin with what I've prepared for you in my PowerPoint. Okay, now before I begin, may I invite you to like and follow us at cie.culs in both Instagram and Facebook. A lot of fun, please visit it. There will be daily updates of the latest information about 文化研究 cultural studies. Okay, so now you may wonder what exactly cultural studies is. It seems to be quite vague and seems to be quite general. But then when you come to think about it, we are surrounded by culture. So when you join us, what do we study? We'll be first of all looking at the vehicles of culture, 文化載體. For example, what? It's all around us. Popular films, art house films, or popular fiction, literature, or popular music, classical music, popular art or fine arts. So we'll be looking at these texts, and then we'll be using different knowledge from different disciplines, such as historical perspective or philosophical perspective or humanistic perspective to analyze these vehicles of culture. So that's basically a gist of what cultural studies is about. It's a study of things around us using a variety of interdisciplinary knowledge. Now, it may still seem a bit vague for you, but don't worry. Let's look at 3 courses that we do. If you join us, you'll be studying these. Now, I have prepared 3 examples for you. Now, the first one, if you join us in the first semester, you will see Myth and Fantasy. Now, Myth and Fantasy, it's a very exciting course because what? We investigate different myths from different culture, and then we think about how we imagine our world, our present, our past, and our future. Do we follow particular references or frames of references? Are they universal? Do all people in the world, all humanity from different times in history, in different places, do they all think similarly, or that there is nothing universal about these culturally or geopolitically specific ways of thinking? So like in this slide you see Alien, at least. Like in this particular course, one text you'll be looking at will be one installment from the Alien franchise, which is Prometheus. And like if you're interested, I would highly recommend that you look up these words that you see here, like the famous artist Belsinski and Geiger. And then, of course, for those of you who like video games, you must have come across Scone, that is going to be released later this year. So how are they related? Join us and you'll find out. Now, the second course I would like to introduce to you, out of the many courses that we offer, is Hong Kong mainstream culture. So how do we study mainstream culture then? For example, we will look at Hong Kong gangster films, triad films, 黑社會電影, that made Hong Kong cinema world famous in the 80s and 90s, and arguably even now. So is there a future for the Hong Kong cinema? Like, can we still carry on with the gangster film genre? Well, in 2006 to 2009, very successfully, 無間道, The Infernal Affairs, has been bought by Brad Pitt and transformed into an Oscar-winning The Departed. So there seems to be a future going on there. So if you join us, we'll be studying Hong Kong mainstream culture along this line. Now, one more course I would like to tell you about. If you join us, we'll also be looking at fine arts. So in this particular course, Understanding Creativity Through Works of Art, we will look at parody, 二次創造. Like this slide itself is already an excellent example. You must have come across the Adidas original TV advertising TV advertising campaign 2 years ago. The original is never finished, and it's a very, very vivid demonstration, a very clear demonstration of what parody is. So do we create out of a vacuum? But if we don't, do we borrow or do we plagiarize? Is it okay to copy? Like in this slide, I'm copying from 2 major sources here. So in this particular course, we will be looking at how art is created. But don't worry, you don't have to have any background of fine arts or any creative works that you already have in order to follow what's going on in this particular course. So hopefully you will come and join us and find out more. The 3 examples I've just explained to you are just 3 of many other exciting courses that we offer at Cultural Studies. Now, of course, outside of classroom, there are also lots of stuff that you can engage in, student activities. Well, the usual, of course, museums, art galleries, and also we offer painting workshops with we have actually an artist in residence that you see in the picture. I'm not going to show you who yet. If you join us, I'll show you who in the picture is the artist in residence. And we also have other publishing activities, opportunities for you to engage in publishing work. Like we have a student journal of culture and literature named This and That has been going on for 7 or 8 years already. And we'll also visit other universities, meet other famous scholars, and also students of cultural studies. So we'll be very, very well connected with the community, and of course, not just in Hong Kong, but also around the world. Every semester break, we'll have study tours to England and Australia for a couple of weeks so that you can explore. But of course, given the COVID situation here, we'll try to make it happen. So now, another big question that I would like to answer for you is that, after 2 years with us at Associate Degree Program doing Cultural Studies, what's next? Year 3 and Year 4, where do we go to? Now, please rest assured, over 90% of our graduates will be promoted to Year 3 and 4 UGC funded program or self-funded program. The most popular options you see here on this slide, for example, at HKBU Humanities Department, a very exciting department with very young and aggressive scholars there. And we have Department of History, Department of Religion and Philosophy, and of course, outside of BU, there is Chinese U Philosophy Department, Cultural Studies Center, Hong Kong U Hong Kong Studies, Lingnan University Philosophy Department and Cultural Studies Department, and also the Education University, of course. So there will be lots of opportunities for you to carry on your studies and your interest in culture. Now, but of course, like I said, Cultural Studies is a very exciting program, so please do really follow us at cie.culs on both Instagram and Facebook, and you'll see my daily updates of what to study and what to do if you join us at CIE. And now, like I said, today I'm not alone. I'm joined by Ms. Carol Chang, the academic coordinator of Professional Communication and English Studies program. So without much ado, please welcome Ms. Carol Chang.
Thank you, Dixon, and good afternoon, everyone. My name is Carol Chang, and I'm the academic coordinator of Professional Communication and English Studies, as known as PANG for short. So what's special about PANG? So today I'm going to introduce a few streams and also the features of our PANG program. So according to some academic research studies, in fact, some of the employers today, they are looking for graduates with stronger soft skills and also transferable skills. For example, some employers, they do not value degree subject knowledge as much as the graduate's ability to handle complex information, as well as to communicate effectively. So what are these soft skills and transferable skills that these employers are looking for? For example, oral communication skills, teamwork skills, personal management skills, problem solving, leadership skills, and they are all known as the employability skills. And so I can assure you that in Pang, this program, our students will be equipped with these kind of employability skills that the employers are looking for. The second strength of our program is about the options that we offer to our graduates. So in my previous interview with Recruit, in fact, I have also highlighted some of the options provided for our graduates. For example, I have heard some students that they are worried that teaching may be the only option offered to them if they are pursuing English language and literature. And my answer is no, of course. If you enroll in our program, in fact, you are also be able to engage in different industries. For example, creative industries, marketing, PR, advertising, communications. And of course, if you're interested in education, of course, you can be a teacher, a scholar, and also any researcher. Apart from that, we are also offering a higher diversity in our curriculum and courses. For example, in Mingpal, this interview, I have also shared that if you are interested in pursuing English language and literature, in fact, in our Pang program, you'll also be equipped with more practical skills, professionals, communication skills. So as you can see from our curriculum and also our program title, you will find two different fields combined. For example, English studies and professional communication, of course. So that's why the strength is about the diversity of our curriculum. So let's take a look. Diversity of our curriculum will provide our students with more options in their career and also articulation in the future. Let's look at the first category, that is under professional communication. In this curriculum, you will find 3 practical courses on professional English for business, media, and also oral communication for the professions. Let me do some highlight on the last program. In the oral communication for the professions, our students would be able to boost their confidence on giving the elevator pitch. That is, to sell their business idea or to sell themselves to their employer or to any companies, entrepreneurs about their ideas in a very condensed speech. That is about 1 to 2 minutes. And then under the other aspect, linguistics, you'll also find other 2 introductory courses. That is the first one about grammar, and also the next one that is the introductory course to linguistics. So what is linguistics? Linguistics is the scientific study towards the English language. So that's why you'll be introduced to different fields of studies, for example, morphology, semantics, pragmatics, phonetics and phonology, etc. So this is definitely an introductory course to any student who would be interested in teaching and also in the language. And also, last but not the least, we have the literature and culture category. So in this category, some students may have asked me a question before. That is, do I need to have studied any literature courses, or do I need to have any prerequisite like taking any classical literature courses before taking Pang? So the answer is no, because as you can see from the course titles here, we're taking a softer approach and also a more fun approach to look at literature and culture. For example, creative English writing, exploring English cinema, and also we look at art and also to appreciate plays and also theater. So especially it's more than theater. So if you're worried that, oh, do I have to study medieval English and also maybe to look at very classical plays if you have never had any experience before. So everybody can do it, and you don't need to have any prerequisite, and so let's enjoy. Since Pang is a revamped program and it is pretty new, so that's why we are offering some opportunities for our students here because we don't have any track record yet, but they would come very soon. So usually we recommend students to go to English studies offered by most of the universities here. But if you are interested in pursuing the practical path, that is maybe in the business, professional business field, then you can also engage in marketing and business administration, these kind of subjects and courses. So now it's about time for us to move on to the next section. So we're going to have a chit chat with the current students from cultural studies and also professional communication and English studies. So they are Aisha and Ron. Stay tuned.
So welcome to the next session, and we bring you to the party today. So we are joined by two students. We have Aisha Nasim from the Professional Communication and English Studies, and we have Mr. Ron Ng here, student representative from Cultural Studies, who is graduating with flying colors this year. Now, this part, we'll listen to what they will have to say about these two concentrations bilingually. Now, let's begin with Aisha. So Aisha, can you tell us about, in the first place, when you were looking around for programs to study, why did you come to us at Professional Communication and English Studies?
Well, when I first started looking for universities, I knew for sure that I want to get into an English language course. So my scope of research was narrowed. And then when I stumbled into HKBU's courses and I saw that it's giving Peng as well, I was kind of skeptical. I was like, is this the right course for me? Will it work for me? So I started doing my research, and after my research, I knew it was the one. So I have two reasons why I knew that I'm going to take Peng. Was number one, I got to know that it helps students in acquiring skills that are not only going to help them in their daily life or being as a teacher, it will also help them in a professional job market, and I believe that's very important. And the second reason was that we had to do some public speaking, and I believe that public speaking contexts are very important for students or for the future as well.
Alright. 咁咧 Aisha 咧都分享到啦，咁其實咧佢喺最初咧都未知道咧應該要揀啲乜嘢英語嘅課程，咁但係咧當佢咧去做一啲 research 嘅時候啦，就發現咧即係我哋呢一個 CIE 嘅 PAN 嘅課程咧就 offer 咗一啲比較專業傳意方面嘅部分啦，咁佢覺得咧呢一部分咧能夠幫助到咧佢將來就業啦，亦都咧特別佢係好喜歡咧可以有呢一個關於 public speaking 嘅訓練，咁可以咧幫助到佢咧去第日無論係升學啦或者就業咧都有好大嘅幫助嘅。
或者我哋再聽下 Ron 對 Cultural Studies 嘅睇法啦。What do you find most interesting about Cultural Studies？
咁我中意文化研究嘅地方啦，就係佢有好多好有趣嘅文化理論喺裏邊嘅。正如頭先的神所講啦，呢一科係會從唔同嘅角度啦去探討唔同嘅文化理論嘅。咁而好多時去解釋一啲理論嘅時候啦，都會用到一套電影或者係唔同嘅文學作品等等嘅。咁所以對於我呢啲好中意睇戲嘅人嚟講啦，讀呢一科係非常之開心嘅，因為你喺讀書嘅同時，你都會享受到睇電影嘅樂趣嘅，同埋你會有更加多嘅機會啦，去接觸一啲你以前以為自己唔中意睇嘅電影嘅。咁而喺呢2年裏邊睇過咁多套戲啦，其中令我最深刻嘅咧就係一套我用嚟做論文嘅恐怖電影，就叫《閃靈》嘅。咁喺呢一套戲裏邊啦，係好難區分乜嘢係現實同埋虛假嘅。而如果唔係讀過文化研究嘅話啦，我亦都唔會知道原來呢一種現實與虛假模糊嘅界線啦，係可以從一個精神分析學同埋後現代嘅角度去分析嘅。咁所以我中意文化研究呢一科嘅地方咧，就係佢好多時間同埋機會去以一套電影一個比較有趣嘅方式去令到同學領悟唔同文化嘅理論嘅。
Yes, exactly. Stanley Kubrick, my all-time favorite, The Shining. You've got to watch it. Yeah. So then, well, of course, after if you've joined us, then we'll be watching a lot of films, and we'll be looking at the films in a completely different ways that you have never even thought of before. So let's go back to Aisha.
So my second question prepared for Aisha and Ron is, how do you see yourselves in a few years after undertaking PANG and also cultural studies? So for Aisha first, perhaps, would you like to share with us?
So I believe that after undertaking PANG, it's not just going to be beneficial to my daily life, it's going to be very beneficial to my professional setting where I'm working as well. So I would like to give 2 examples of it as to why it's really going to help me. So example number 1 would be the course that I did, professional oral communication for the professionals. In that course we had to do an elevator pitch, as mentioned before. Through the elevator pitch we had to sell ourselves to potential universities or potential investors as well. And in that I really learned how to highlight my skills and present myself in a professional manner. And the second one would be the language of modern theater. This is another course that we learn in PANG. In the language of modern theater, we learn how to understand and analyze text in a deeper context. And I would like to give an example of Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf. In that play, that was such a complex play that we really had to go deep and understand it on a different level. And I believe that after doing so, I am now able to understand my society and the norms of my society as well. And I can assure you that I am more than capable of, applying different perspectives and understanding my society as a whole now.
Alright， 咁 Aisha 咧都分享到啦，咁其實咧佢喺專業傳意嘅部分咧，其實佢都可以實踐到喎，尤其是咧係關於即係呢個 elevator pitch 啦，佢能夠咧可以喺好短嘅時間裏邊去知道點樣去 highlight 自己嘅 strengths。另外咧就係有一科咧係關 modern theatre， 咁咧佢咧能夠可以喺當中咧有一個全新嘅理解咧對於身邊嘅事物啦，亦都咧佢能夠可以去分析啦，更加之去深入去了解身邊所發生嘅事情嘅。But actually I have one more thing for you. That is to just share with us about the experience of looking for your summer job, right? So it seems to me that you have mentioned something about the negotiation, which is a very successful experience that you have. So can you also share with us about that bit?
Yeah, well, I've been recently finding a job, and because our market is so competitive at the moment, it's really hard for us to negotiate a suitable salary or negotiate suitable terms that's going to be fitted to my requirements as well. And because of what we learned during negotiation in one of the PANG courses, I was able to apply those skills and and negotiate in a very respectful manner that they can converse with me, I can converse with them, and then come up to a decision at the end. And I believe I've done so already.Yeah,
I feel happy for Aisha as well. 因為咧，我哋去做呢一個 course 咧，就係 oral communication 嘅時候咧，我哋都有一部分咧係關於 negotiation 嘅。咁咧，我記得咧，我都同啲同學分享到啦。咁其實咧，你去 look for jobs 嘅時候咧，好多時候咧要 negotiate 嘅。無論咧係你嘅 salary 啦，你得到嘅一啲嘅 terms 啦，咁咧呢一啲咧其實你都可以咧去有信心咁樣去嘗試去 negotiate 去 fight for a better offer。而喺 Aisha 嘅 experience 裏邊咧，佢能夠咧可以 practice 到啦，可以去實踐到啦，咁我咧都覺得好開心啦，可以揾到一份summer job。
Yeah, great negotiation skills go a long way. Now, how about Ron? What are your aspirations after finishing probably 4 years of cultural studies?
I think for my aspiration, I think I will further conduct my academic research on different cultural theories to analyze different phenomena in the society by studying a master degree. Since I love exploring different supernatural phenomena in the society, for example, urban legend such as Slenderman and creepypasta, so I want to apply the theory that I learned from the courses and to analyze the legend or the phenomena in a more academic manner, and to discuss or explain some fake or the occurrence of some man-made legend. In order to commit the above goal, I would like to publish a book in the society which is about my personal point of view towards this supernatural phenomena from a more cultural and philosophical perspective.
冇錯啦，Ron 佢個人咧就非常之中意呢啲都市神話啦，同埋一啲超自然嘅現象嘅，咁所以咧佢嘅長遠嘅計劃咧都可以希望喺公眾嘅平台或者學術平台都可以繼續發表佢嘅研究嘅結果嘅。 So I think this is the end of this particular part. Really, we are super happy to have Aisha and Ron with us to tell us more about cultural studies and professional communication and English studies. Yeah, so now let's move on to the next part and we will look at your questions. Stay tuned. Okay, so time to look at 你嘅問題. This part is going to be done 雙語. Yeah. So yeah. Now we have some questions here.
Okay.
So we have Ensign. Yeah, we have Ensign. So Ensign's question is, do I need to know art or literature to study cultural studies? Well, to answer this question, no. Now you may have, well, it doesn't really matter in the sense that you may have studied science before, and you would still find this concentration very exciting. There is no need. You don't have to have had any exposure to art or literature before. Yeah. How about Pang? How about professional communication and English studies? Any prerequisites? Like, do they need to know art or literature?
So just now I have also mentioned that we don't have any prerequisites. In fact, you can just come to enjoy art and also culture, because we will start everything at an introductory level, especially just now if you look at the course titles, most of them would be easy for people, new beginners to start with. For example, like the literature courses and so on. So let's just chill and enjoy the fun that culture and literature would bring to us.
Okay, so let's move on to 下一題. Okay, so the next one.
Okay, the next one is by Shiny Stacy. All right, so let's look at the question. So since the question is in English, so I'll just reply to the question in English as well. So the question is, I am a non-Chinese speaking HKDSE candidate. I did not take Chinese in HKDSE, so am I able to use any subject to replace the Chinese subject? All right, so the answer is absolutely yes. All right, so if you have not taken any Chinese subjects in HKDSE, in fact, these are some of the replacements. So for example, you can replace the Chinese language in DSE with a grade E in GCE A level or AS level, or a grade C or above in GCSE or IGCSE or GCE O level Chinese, or the last one would be an attained or above in APLC, that is Applied Learning Chinese. So you don't have to worry about not being able to take HKDSE Chinese.
Yeah, after all, it's the College of International Education, yes? So now let's look at the next question. Oh, very interesting one. Shall we go for this one, Carol? It's from Lily Lee or Lily I.
Lily I. So the question by Lee I is, could you share more about project assignment for Pang? Since there are quite a lot, so maybe I'll just start with the CS, the concentration study courses offered in the first 2 semesters perhaps. So in the first semester, we are offering the oral communication for the professions. So just now Aisha has shared about the elevator pitch, and so definitely we'll have one assignment on the elevator pitch. So the individual students would have the chance to share their own pitch and to pitch themselves or to pitch their business ideas towards me, but of course an imaginary audience at that time. And then after that, we also have a pair project that is on negotiation. So they would learn and practice how to bargain, for example, on salary or on some given scenarios, such as not only salary, but also some terms in their business and also in any projects. And also the last one is on business meeting. So they were given some scenarios and then they have to tackle some problems, and also they may have to they have to talk to and interact with different students, candidates at that time to try to solve some issues at work. So that would make up the assignments for the very first semester, the oral course. And then for semester 2, we will go ahead to have another written course on business communication. So we do have some group projects because if you would like to be and if you engage in any business communications courses, in fact, it would be very useful to engage in group projects. So we do have like group writing proposals. We do have, for example, writing business correspondence. That would be written assignment. And also we would get the students to pitch their business project in groups, as well as writing a brochure. That would be an individual assignment. So these kind of assignments definitely will polish up your writing skills in business. And then we also have another one, that is the literature course that Aisha also mentioned about. That is the language of modern theater. So because of the COVID-19 situation, we were not able to have a real theater performance, but they did practice some monologues in lessons and also as that assignments, and also they learned to appreciate and also to comprehend, analyze some literary texts and plays.
So yeah, the same is true for cultural studies. So be prepared that you'll engage in a lot of projects, and you really, well, it's the real world out there. And the same is here, that you'll have to learn and work with many different people in group projects, and that will make up a big chunk of the final grade. Yeah, so shall we try and answer one more question? I want to answer this particular one, very interesting. So it's from Yao Pik Feng, yeah, or Feng Yao Pik probably. Do I need to learn liberal arts? So I'm guessing that you're thinking about the liberal arts and general education like in secondary school. Don't worry, it's a completely different thing. At cultural studies 喺文化研究裏邊係同你中學讀到嘅通識係完全唔同嘅。That you'll be prepared for a completely new world. Like just now, I've introduced to you some exciting courses. Like we'll be looking at myth and fantasy, yeah, or we'll be looking at films like 香港嘅黑社會電影, etc., etc., and how to relate to, well, Hong Kong and the world. Okay, so yeah, there is no need to, well, even remember anything you have learned in liberal arts.
In fact, we do offer some general education subjects, and they are interdisciplinary or cross-disciplinaries. So students would be applying maybe different concepts of different subject knowledge in these courses as well, which are other than their concentration studies. But I guess this is about time for today. So we are afraid that due to the time limit, if you have further questions, you can definitely go online and ask your questions. So you can go to our CIE website and send your questions to us, and we will answer your questions right away. So I would say that this is nearly the end of our talk series, our online talk series.
Yes, so really please make sure that you visit our website, go to Cultural Studies and English Studies, these two different majors, look at the details and click Ask, and we'll answer you right away through email. Okay, so thank you very much everyone. There's been how many? 6 series, so this is the last, but of course there will be more to come. Please watch out for news on our CIE website. There will be more and more information talks for you. So thank you very much everyone. Thanks for your time, and we have to say goodbye here.
Bye bye.